You've just said the time, I won't bother to repeat it. While Russian sports officials have dismissed allegations of a state-run doping program as a Western smear job, it's becoming more and more apparent that it's reality. Doping violations have already seen Russia's track and field team banned from the Rio Olympics. That's big, it's very big, and it seems certain to get bigger. A major report due out in the next few hours looks set to confirm, and I quote, one of the biggest doping scandals in history. We called Richard Ings, the former chief executive of Australia's anti-doping authority, and asked him to explain.
Well, going back about 18 months ago, the World Anti-Doping Agency commissioned an investigation into allegations of systematic doping in Russia by Dick Pounds. That report found very, very serious allegations which prompted the Russian Track and Field Federation to be banned from international competition. Today, we hear the results of the McLaren investigation. This is looking into the more detailed allegations of corrupt anti-doping practices at the Sochi Olympics, whether it happened, and what, if any, consequences should come forth if they did.
On the face of it, there's an admission, right, from this guy, Grigory Rodchenkov, who was the Russia's former anti-doping lab director, who's basically told the Times newspaper he was masking, covering up, concealing. It doesn't look good, does it?
Well, no, it doesn't. I mean, the statements of this former lab director of the Moscow laboratory, who also ran the Sochi laboratory during the Sochi Olympic Games, are quite damning. And it's the job of the McLaren investigation to get to the bottom of these very serious allegations from that former lab director, to work out exactly where fact and fiction lie, and to determine if the Sochi Olympics were corrupted or not, and whether any consequences, if any, should apply.
Yeah, and as we know from the Lance Armstrong case, boy, working out where fact and fiction lie is really, really difficult, isn't it? Because people who are drug cheats are also going to lie about that fact. So do you think the report can get to the bottom of this?
Well, we've had a little bit of a glimpse into the preliminary findings of the McLaren investigation. It was a few short weeks ago that the IAAF Council met to make a decision on whether the Russian track and field team should be barred from the Rio Olympic Games. The McLaren investigation provided preliminary findings that indeed that investigation had uncovered elements of state-sponsored corruption with the anti-doping process at the Sochi Olympics. So we're waiting for the full details of the McLaren report today, but it promises to be quite a bombshell.
Yeah, it does. And how big might the crater be left by that bombshell? Is it entirely possible that there will be no Russians at the Olympics?
Look, I think that's a stretch. I think politically and economically, it would be very, very, very difficult to impossible to ban an entire country from the Olympic Games. But if the McLaren investigation finds serious wrongdoing, then there must be consequences at a state level in international sport for the Russian federations involved.
Do you think that this is still going on? Are there other countries doing it? Is this systemic and widespread, or is it being stamped out now?
Well, you know, we all have a hope that the global anti-doping system is solid, that it is trustworthy, that it is doing the job that it's meant to do in all the different parts of the world where it's operating. But sadly, we now must face the realization that it's an anti-doping system that is broken. It's broken in Russia, it's broken in Kenya, it's broken in Jamaica, it's broken in the UK, and we've had issues in New Zealand and Australia as well. It's a system that needs complete review and major reform.
Richard Ings, former ASADA Chief Executive. This is going to be fascinating. The report is out in the next few hours.